Hey guys, how's it going? It's December, it's starting to get cold, and your heater just doesn't seem to be working the way it should. Here's 5 common problems that you can easily check at home.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to go over is coolant level. You just need to locate your coolant reservoir, usually to the passenger side of the vehicle, sometimes in the front. On this, there is going to be a level indicator on the side. Can't see it very well in the video, I apologize for that, but it's right there on the side. You'll see a full and low mark. Mine is actually below the low line. I need to add fluid to it. You also want to check this when the vehicle is cold, so after it's sat overnight or for a few hours. On this vehicle, there's 2 locations to check your coolant. One is going to be a reservoir that's an overflow tank. It will also have on the side a full and low mark, which also needs to be done when the engine is cold. The other is the radiator itself. You also want to do this when it's cold because if it's hot, it will blow hot coolant all over you when you open it. So please make sure it's cold when you open it, and you just want it to be full all the way to the top. This one looks pretty good. The next thing you're going to want to check is your water pump. It's generally down in the front of the engine next to the belts. You'll see a bunch of crystallized material that's the coolant. And when it hits the air, it dries up and makes this kind of crusty material. You also want to go over all your hoses and radiator and look for similar leaks. The other thing I want to go over is the heater valve. On older vehicles, you have a heater valve that's outside the vehicle. It's connected via a wire to the temperature control switch. You can't really see it there, but there's a wire that connects to the bottom with a valve. You also want to check your heater hoses, make sure there's no leaks. Moving on to the cabin filter. On newer vehicles, they have a cabin filter. It's located behind the glove box. You open the glove box, push in the middle, and it will release the clips on the side, and then remove the dampener on the side. As soon as I get this out, I'll show you a little better view of the connections for the damper. If you just yank it, you could potentially break it. You can see those little triangle pieces are the clips, and that is where the dampener goes. Once you get in there, you're going to see something like this. There's going to be a small door. It should say up with an arrow on it. You just pull the clips, remove the door, and then slide the cabin filter tray or cabin filter itself. This one has a tray. Some are just a cabin filter sitting in there. This one's good and clean. I just replaced it the other day, so that one's ready to go. I'm going to put it back in. Something to remember is that airflow comes from the top down. The door itself has an up arrow to make sure that you put it on correctly. Just make sure it's seated because it can blow off. So that is the direction of airflow. It comes in from the top, goes through the blower motor, and then out to the vents. Another thing we want to go over is the blower motor itself. On this vehicle, this is a 98 4Runner. It's a little bit more visible than the other vehicles I have, so I used it. So you want to check, see your wiring. A lot of times what will happen is sometimes they'll overheat, so the wiring could melt and other issues. If it's not working at all, turn your blower on and tap the blower motor with your hand or toe or a little bit of like a wrench or something to jar the motor. It'll start moving. Lastly, we want to go over the air conditioning compressor. This one, you can see it from the underside. You can see the bigger pulley there is the clutch. When you turn your defrost on, you want to see the clutch spinning, and you want to make sure your belt is in good condition. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out my channel for other automotive related videos. If you liked what you saw, click the like button and subscribe.